there's a little community about maybe about 70 people. So I was doing a workshop. So these elders came in because they were 5 minutes late. They bent down on the floor and they did 5 push-ups. Both of them. So they were doing a push-up and the elder kept going like this in the workshop. So I said, okay, you speak. So they said, my friend and I were always together. We bought brand new skidoos and we went on top of the mountain. And they said, while we were out on top of the mountain, my friend's skidoo broke down in front of me. So we couldn't turn around. So that elder put up the hood. This is brand new skidoo, and he's trying to pull it. He kept pulling it, kept pulling, nothing was happening. So then the raven came and stood by the tree here. The raven looked down, he's going, and that old man looked up there and said, you just be quiet, in my language. And he just kept pulling and pulling that skidoo. So he looked down at that elder again and he went, stupid, stupid. So that old man kept pulling and he said, you just be quiet. He just kept pulling and finally the raven couldn't take it no more. He was laughing so hard. So he looked down at that elder and he said, Shmokka, Shmokka, Shmokka. That old elder took out the old spark plug and put a new one in there. So he pulled it, and then that raven flew away back and he started laughing. He said, ha ha ha, stupid. So that's what I'm saying. The animals are talking back to you. So that's good. So open your ears, okay? In your heart, because they will come to you. They will talk to you. When this and this is in one.
And my father said that. One day he said, I wonder why nobody talks to animals anymore, you know. And he talked about how disconnected we have become because of all the generational, historical, traumatic events. We slowly disconnected ourselves from all that. But I'm going to share a story. One of our grandmas, her name was Susie Apple, and she's not here anymore, so I can't ask her permission physically to share this, but her family shared it with me, and so I'll share it, and I'm sure she'll be okay with it. But this Grandma Susie, when she was a young girl, she had 2 brothers that were in World War I. And Grandma Susie, her job was to go down to the creek and to get water every morning. So she'd go down there with a bucket and get water. And one morning she went down there, and on the other side of the creek there was a wolf. And this wolf talked to her and said, prepare yourselves, go back and tell your parents to prepare yourselves. One of your brothers is coming home. Because those 2 brothers were across the ocean, they were in war. One of your brothers is coming home, and the other, he'll be okay. And so she went home to her parents and told them what the wolf said. So immediately they started getting ready. Because they knew and they believed. And pretty soon the agent came and told them that their son had been killed across the ocean. But they already knew, because the wolf told them. And so they went through their funeral, and they went through, he was brought home, and so one day when she went back to get water again, that wolf was there. So she asked that wolf, how did you know that? How did you know that? And they said, this wolf said, the red wolf told us, because the brown wolf across the ocean told us. And so it was just through a series of communication from the wolves that they brought the news. So that's the kind of power we have with everything that's on earth. We still have it, but we just have to get in touch here. We have to get in touch with our earth, our Mother Earth. And we have to go back to looking at our water as sacred, not to waste, and to bless the water. You know, to bless that water. And we do that in our sweat lodge. We bless the water before it's poured on the rocks.
Back home in South Dakota, where me and my wife's from, we still drink groundwater from the ground. It's called the Ogallala Aquifer. And our well is 60 foot deep. How many of you ever hear of AFSC, the Quaker organization?
Yeah.
My wife worked for them, and my late sister-in-law worked for them. And they would come, and they fell in love with our little piece of corner of the world, and said, "Can we camp here?" I told them, "Yes, you stay right here." Eventually, they came in the sweat lodge with us. And unbeknownst to me, they tested my water. So they came and they said, "Oh, Jim, your water's good. We had it scientifically tested." But the thing was, how come the wells a mile from me in all directions were contaminated? We live off the rivers, the watershed, as you call it. We live downstream from the gold mine in Deadwood, Lee Deadwood, South Dakota. From the uranium mine, our water comes down the stream. She said, "We tested your brother-in-law's, live a mile away. We tested over here. Your neighbor across, they're all contaminated. So what do you do?" We all owe a debt of gratitude to Mother Earth that provided for us for so long now. What can we do? What can you do? So today, when I drank that water, I felt that water go all over my body and it healed me, made me well, made me grateful, made me whole. It gave me the power to stand up here.
So our people wanted to divide themselves into all the four directions. Many animals walk with them, and so that they can teach the way they should follow this new life. Because long time ago, the animals communicated with humankind.
And when we go into our sweat lodge, you know, we have the wood, we have the rocks, we have the fire, we have the water. So we invite all of their spirits to come in and to help us, and to give us understanding, to help us with our sickness, to help us just be a better person. And so I just wanted to share that, you know, a lot of times you may hear of, you know, our native people talking about spirit, talking about connection. And that's, we all have that. You all have that. You all have somebody with you that takes care of you.
There's always four things that the Creator built on this Mother Earth. If we follow four of everything. The sky is really important. The colors of the rainbow is also important. because they teach us that those colors are there also within us. The northern lights in the north also helps us guide us in the north, because the northern light has a story also that we as people follow that in the north. One day the northern lights will come down this way. One day it will. But they're waiting for you to begin your process of life. Then she will come over and give you her blessing with that northern lights. So don't take too long. Don't put things in place that's not good. Bury those. Bring laughter and stories amongst each other. Every one of us are not the same kind of people. We all have different spirit that the Creator gave us. And that spirit that's inside you, He put the spirit the same into Mother Earth, the water, the animals, and the land.
I just want to share that my heart is so overjoyed hearing that the animals are talking again. As a child, when people would ask me what I wanted to do when I grew up, I would tell them I want to be an animal. And they said, oh, you like animals, you should be a scientist. And so I said, okay, I guess that's what people who like animals do. So I became a scientist and I walked the path of science and did research, and my heart was always saying, there's more. The animals are speaking to you, they're speaking to you, and now's the time to bring that forward. And so I left my job as a scientist, and I'm entering this new path of speaking to the animals and supporting people as they learn to do the same and remember that that's how we commune with nature, that's how we can connect with wisdom and find our way. And it's like, I don't even have words. I'm so thrilled right now to be in a community where those words are being spoken and that truth that I feel so deeply is held. And so thank you. Thank you to all of you for speaking those words. Yes, thank you.
I had some stories, but there's no time to share them. But I just want to say that the speaking with animals, the communicating with animals, that's not fantasy, that's real. I spent 6 years doing that, learning how to communicate with animals and have them communicate with me. It's not always words, it's how we communicate what we're supposed to do. And I just think about what Grandma Aggie always would say, make the 18-inch journey from your head to your heart, and you'll know what to do.